Arnold Maliba, for your good moderation. Let me first begin by speaking to the issue of Yusuf from Wajir East, Musa. You know, God never made a mistake for us to be a country called Kenya. And fraction is part of the whole. And what does that mean? From here in Garissa, from where I come from in Kiambu, from where the SG comes from in Mombasa, from where the treasurer comes from in Kisii, and we knew each other when he was a youth, very vibrant. I remember coming to Jubilee Party that time with somebody else, I don't even mention, receiving him with Aden Duale, yeah, that time. We are one country. We are one country. Let us embrace the spirit of nationhood and patriotism. And that is why in my office, we have the Uzalendo Initiative. You can see me in this scarf. So that we are proud of our nation. Because together we are able to do more. I am happy about Garissa University. I remember counseling some students after the terror attack. Somewhere, I think in Nakuru, I don't remember. I found them somewhere. They were going through a therapy and I met them there. So this is national. I was telling P.S. Dubat here that when you are flying, now Garissa is becoming a city. So just to buttress what James Minor is saying. So we want that nationhood. So I would want to encourage you. Let's love our country. Let us love our country. And we are discussing with C.S. Ogamba to see whether we can introduce the Kenyan creed, like akin to what used to be the Lord, but to the country. And then we have our flag, you know, as a symbol of unity. Because it is very important to move forward. And that nobody should be discriminated on the basis of their tribe. Now, let me come to the issue of, because actually, tribe robs us of our collective sense of purpose. Let me come to the other issue that was spoken about, appointments. Actually, there are young people who are appointed by the president. Maybe their names don't shout because they are new. You know, if you talk about retired Major Kiboshi, he is famous. He's been the head of the military. But if you talk about a young person like Abdi, who is not well known, you may not see it in the headlines. Because sometimes the headlines go with Evans Kidero, with, you know, those kind of names. But they are there. In the cabinet, we have Eric Muga Mureithi, who is the Minister for Water. We have 4 PSs, and the Dean of the PSs is here. You know, we have actually ambassadors. There is a Deputy Ambassador to China, Ambassador Lynette Mwende, who is actually a young person. So there are many people, others who are board members, CEOs, and we encourage that. Of course, the median age of Kenya is about 20 years. So increasingly, you are going to see young people. The other day, I was on a radio show. Before, I used to go there and I would be the youngest. But when I went to Nation FM and FM with Akina Mariam Richard, I was the Mbabas. So really, things are really changed. Tukubali, tunazeka. The other issue that I want to respond to Arnold and the team, so that question was from Abdi, the question about appointments, and I'm sure Prof, you'll be adding to that as well. The other question that I want to respond to is from Hamza. Hey, Hamza, the currency of politics is loyalty. The currency of politics is loyalty. And if the business is about transactions, the political business or the business of politics is a transaction of relationships. Please note that. A transaction of relationship. Nasikia mkisema transact. So power is never given. It is taken, my brother. Use that comrades forum, create structures, talk to the SG, he's here today, so that then you can be annexed and become part of maybe, or the UDA comrades, you know, architecture, the youth league of the party or caucus, and that we rise. Personally, my journey in politics is that I never waited. I showed up myself. There was resistance. Maybe I was not given space, but I still raised my hand. I still pushed. And before then, you know, people see you are visible and they see your value. Always know something, young man, young woman. Don't just there and shout youth and think that you are going to be given spaces. The question will be, yes, you are a youth, there are many, but what value are you adding? Another thing that I also want to tell you that I learned very early in politics, because we are sharing. Don't have a price on how much money you can be given for you to keep quiet. Yeah, I remember one day when I was looking for an opportunity, and I went to a cabinet minister that time. And what he did, he took my CV and then he akabanya hapo chini akanirushia shilingi 500 ya lunch. Kamwambia mimi sikuwa nakuja kula lunch hapa kwako. I wanted an opportunity. That man was really surprised. So don't be too cheap that then you say you are being used, because you also put a price on yourself. Know what you want, go for it. When you're persistent, there is no substitute for persistence. Keep vigil, you get it. Now, the other question that I also want to answer, I want to answer only 4 and then I'm done, is the issue of, I think I've done 2, yeah, so 2 more remaining. The issue of, no, I've actually done 3. The last one is about Veronica. You spoke very well. In fact, at some point, mimi ni advocate wa boy child sana. Nilikuwa nashangaa kwani maboys wako wapi bana? You know, because the first round, the women, you spoke very well. You know, but then I don't want to allow me to differ with you respectfully, Madam Veronica. By 2050, you will not be in prison. You will be leaders. You will be seated where we are today. You will be determining policies of this country. Yeah, and you'll be in the highest echelons of leadership. We will still be there ourselves with the SG and the treasurer, the PS, the prof. We will be having intergenerational partnerships for leadership towards a better Kenya. Your visions right now may differ because of issues of inclusion and marginalization. But I want to assure you clearly, as the government spokesman, that this government is not intended at all to be one that is associated with abduction and killings. And that is why His Excellency President William Ruto spoke volubly on Thursday during the State of the Nation address and addressed the dichotomy of this conflict and said people have a right to assemble and to picket in a peaceable manner. That is okay. But at the same time also, they must respect the rights of others. And also, it is also the responsibility of anyone who is aggrieved to raise any issue with IPOA, because it's a constitutional body, an independent office, to deal with any grievances. I believe, as a country, we have learned our lessons during the Gen Z protest, and that will not repeat again. Let's join hands and build a country. We are listening, and that is why we have this comrades forum, organized by the SG and the party, so that we can hear you. And let me tell you, President Ruto listens, the party listens, the government listens. I thank you.
Thank you very much. Let's clap for him. PS, before you come in, I had this gentleman, I was standing behind him, and he did not clap, so I allow him to clap for the government. Please do. Thank you. And when PS, as you respond, please also talk to the issue of labor mobility. Normally, in this